Hey, Happy New Year, buddy, right?
Man,
great New Year, man.
I'll
I'm
tell
excited.
ya,
Are you excited
I
for
feel
this?
1 year older.
Speaking of, I forget, what's the year?
Oh, it's 20,
2020 what?
24?
4 Gen 4!
Oh,
That's
man!
how we're starting the year. Gen 4 Diamond and Pearl. We go through the entire...
We did the whole generation. We prefaced this was like, wow, this was so lame.
All right, guys. All that much more on this episode on a Bells and Whistles podcast.
Run that intro. Happy New Year.
There you go.
This takes the breath out of you.
Yeah. Welcome back to
Bring in the jazz band, baby.
Welcome back to the Bells and Whistles podcast. Ryan Quigley from Bernie. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Wow.
We're getting right into it. We're not catching up. We can catch up on later episodes. What we're doing is we're reviewing Gen 4.
We're giving you what you want. You've been asking for it.
Because it's important to start the year off right.
Strong. Right.
Right?
Right. With a good generation.
So we're going to rush through this
So
generation.
we're going to do it quickly. We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of battery left on our computer.
We don't. And we
No.
want to go home.
We want to...
We want to go home.
You know, there's
okay?
a lot of people that want to go home.
Did you have a
for
good New
Year's.
Year? We're supposed to act like we're recording.
I'll tell you, I'll never...
We don't want the kids to know that we're recording this on December
wearing the
22nd
exact
or whatever.
same
Yeah,
shirt.
exactly. But
Yeah, no, it was a great New Year. It was a great New Year. The ball dropped.
it sure
I don't
did.
know, maybe.
Or did it?
Or did it?
How awkward is it going to be if the ball didn't drop? Some catastrophe. We're recording now.
Plane flies into the ball.
Goodness gracious. I'm hovering over I'm highlighting Turtwig now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now. Okay. So we're gonna
Gen
do.
4, an important generation.
I love me some Gen 4.
I think Gen 4 is, was really when they showed us this is how you do it right year after year, right?
Yeah, no, I like Gen 4. Gen 4 is my second favorite generation, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. I really love this past one.
This past one is fun.
I really love this past
one.
one.
Fun. Well, let's see if it holds up to the way that we remember it.
I know. I quite like. But also, what do you think about the theory where like people are just like, everybody has two favorite generations, and it's just like that meaty part of their childhood. Which I think there's like.
I think there's probably merit to it.
Yeah.
God help the kids who's grew up with a Lola.
Yeah. I did like
Lola. Yeah, no.
Alola's top 3 for me, or top 4 or something.
Who cares? The top 9.
Yes, top 10. So let's get right into it. Let's start with number 1.
There's some good stuff here, or at least that's how we remember it.
Turtwig. 30.
I remember Turtwig coming out, and there is an argument to be made that this whole line is a little bit Venusaur light.
I don't feel that way.
I don't feel that way. In fact, this might spoil how things come along, but I almost think that Venusaur is Turtwig light.
It's interesting that you're saying all these things. I've never once compared the two in any other sense.
You really haven't ever thought the two are kind of the same idea?
No, I think they're completely different.
Well, one is a frog that turns into a big plant, and one's a turtle that turns into a big plant.
Well, sure, but one's grass ground, the other one's grass poison, the other one's I don't know. I just don't feel that way. So I totally take Turtwig just for what he is.
Okay,
and
cool.
I quite like Turtwig.
Yes.
My first playthrough, I chose Turtwig.
You picked Turtwig.
I chose Turtwig, and I quite like him. I love.
You swung that way.
I know it's true. I quite like him.
I do.
I like his little snapping turtle head. I like
his head. I think it's adorable that he's. Anytime
like
you
these
put two little hairs on
leaves.
top of
Oh
something.
my God! Count me in.
They only ever did it with this and Diglett, but when they did it, it was really good.
So I quite like I like Turtwig.
Yeah, I like
plenty.
Turtwig a lot.
And I'll tell you, I like Grodel.
Grottle.
There's something
Grottle
that's
or Grodel.
There's something either way.
Scrodel or Scrodel.
Grundle. It's something that sounds particularly disgusting.
I know. There's something
about
like throttle.
Grodel. Yeah, Grodel. Something about.
Because it's like
something
a growing turtle, right? Isn't that kind of
yeah,
or grove or something like
that?
Yeah,
grove.
Yeah.
As middle stages go, I think he's a perfectly fair
I think this
execution.
is a respectable one.
It's
I think this
absolutely
feels
respectable.
Decent.
I
good.
think it is
There's so many. It's been done so much worse.
It's true, and I like his little spiky side cheek things. I like that. I think the little shrubs on top are funny.
Isn't it? Once they grow to long.
Yeah.
But doesn't it feel kind of like it's like a turtle wearing a big construction hat?
Yep, absolutely.
Doesn't it kind of look like that?
100 million%.
I've always thought that. I think it's really funny.
Totally. Let's talk. It's time for an honest conversation about
Torterra.
Because Torterra is objectively fucking badass.
In beast mode.
Torterra is
what a great mod.
Sick.
What a great
Torterra is
monster.
awesome. Anybody who has, I don't know why his Japanese name is Doritos.
Potatoes.
Yeah, I have a great affection and affinity for Torterra.
Yes,
I think he's a great execution.
Yes.
For what he is.
Very, very.
I
cool.
bow down. I kiss the ring.
I kiss the ring. I think Torterra, this generation.
Yeah.
Was serious. Like this is when a lot of because I kind of started with Gen 3, right? A lot of us did.
Yep.
I went back. I played the other ones. I liked those too. But when this came out, I remember I was old enough to be like aware of the purchase of it, and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is like this new gen of starters knocked so hard out of the park that I really did feel
100%.
like they would never miss. I really did.
I was
that
like,
feeling.
Pokemon is only going to get better and better
Yeah,
every
like
single
it's
year.
so it's thrilling.
Yeah, no.
Torterra is great. I've
Torterra's
always
awesome.
wondered if he's just huge and the tree is regular sized, or if it's a tiny little tree on him.
That's the one thing.
I
think
always do wonder about that.
it's a total missed opportunity that they didn't make him massive.
Yeah.
Because he's just not.
Yeah.
He should be massive.
It's like because otherwise it's like a little bonsai tree on him or something.
Yeah,
like that,
which is like
a little-
really lame.
Yeah.
It's just really lame.
I think it's a little cute.
dwarf tree. But I think it's badass. I
think
like
it's
his little grass ground and throw an earthquake on him. And fucking, he's got these little spikes thing.
Yeah,
He's
that's
badass.
Great. That's awesome.
Let's talk about
Chimchar.
Chimchar.
Is so good.
Chimchar is fucking adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Look at him, his little fire butt.
His little fire ass.
You know, his little
butt
fire
cheeks.
ass, his little, you know.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna throw shit at you. He's
Fiery-
a little
a
scam.
flaming shit.
I love it. I don't know what it is, but this go around they really nailed it with the tops of their heads.
They
The little
really-
like zoop 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 zoop.
You
That's
love, yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I love that.
They all got big little heads for
Big
their little
heads,
bodies.
You know, big little sis. That's you know, shout out to Big Little Sis. That's a documentary I helped make.
I don't want to talk about Big Little Sis. I'll be laughing about Big Little Sis for 10 minutes now.
Chimchar is great. Chimchar is really, really fun. It was a little monkey. It could be whatever you wanted it to be, but it had character. It had personality.
Yeah.
You weren't forcing me
No.
to make him, you know, it's not like, I don't know, there's like an indescribable essence between this and like Score Bunny.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's something about that feels like it should be the same thing, right? But it's not. It's Score Bunny feels like the capitalized merchandise version of Chimchar.
Totally.
I don't know what it is.
They went to fundamentals when
Yeah.
they made Chimchar, and it's just perfect.
Monferno.
What do we think about Monferno?
I honestly feel like Monferno is really, really good. There's a world, right?
Yeah.
Where if this wasn't a starter and they had just done Chimchar as like a little random guy you'd find on the ground, Monferno could just be the evolution, and I'd be okay with it.
I don't feel that way.
I know you don't.
I don't feel that way. If you tell me any iteration of like, hey, this Pokemon is going to evolve into a little clown, a little circus clown. There's no universe where I'm excited by that.
He's not a little circus clown.
He absolutely is.
He's a little baboon. A little baboon.
Don't gaslight. He absolutely is a circus clown with the little the stupid thing around, and his little face paint.
But baboons have a little red blue thing on their head too. Remember Rafiki? Rafiki?
This is.
You remember Rafiki, don't you?
And I'll be like, who? I think they're all on top of everything. I don't think either of us are saying wrong things, but he's absolutely based on a clown. He's supposed to be like a little circus chimp.
I never once thought of him as a clown. I'll be honest.
What do you think is around his neck?
I think the same thing that he's got down here. It's just some scruff.
No, it's not scruff. It's supposed to be a silly little clown collar.
That's crazy. I never would have thought.
He's totally a clown.
I never would have thought that he was a clown.
He's absolutely
What's his name? Mukazaru. Maybe that's like clown monkey in Japan.
Yeah, I think, but I say all this to say I still like Monferno. There's something about him that I respect, and I think
it's really cool.
I think he's a damn fine middle stage evolution.
I almost wish that Infernate kept the fire tail that Monferno has at the end of his tail.
Yeah, I wish he did too, but also
it's sick that it's on his head.
If we're talking, let's talk about Infernape.
Yeah.
Infernape is fucking awesome.
Infernape is great. Infernape is so good.
Fucking awesome. There's not even really too much to say.
Yeah. He's so good. His name is Goku Gokuzara.
We're not doing every Japanese name.
Well, no, but I know, but it's important because he's based off of the monkey king, the monkey prince, the something. In the Japanese folklore, there's a little fiery monkey guy who flies around. His name's Goku, and that's why Goku is called Goku.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's everybody who was going to say that I wasn't going to say that. I said it.
I'm glad you covered all that.
Yeah, I covered our bases. All right, I'll be silent the rest of the
The gold armor, the fucking fire hair thing.
Yeah, it's great.
There's something incredibly bad. A mixed attacker,
he's great.
The biggest criticism is that he's not Blaziken. That's the biggest.
But you know what? In a lot of ways, this was the only thing that could have followed up Blaziken.
Totally.
For me. I think he's great. I loved playing with him.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Absolutely.
He's a great member of your team.
Now, just
Pipple Blipple.
Yeah, Pip Slip. What do we?
I like Piplup. I like Piplup too.
Not only do I love Piplup.
I think Piplup is hilarious.
Is hilarious and adorable. He's a busy little fucking penguin.
Yeah,
he's a busy little fucking penguin, just hanging out. He's just you can tell he's got a good attitude.
He's great. He's like the kid you bring to a party and he gets along with everybody.
Oh my god, he reminds me of my baby cousin.
Yeah, no, because there are some kids you can't bring to a party.
No.
This isn't one of them. It's funny that you say that he's like your baby cousin because he's almost certainly Puerto Rican.
Ya tu sabe.
Yeah, ya tu Piplup.
Ya tu Piplup. Piplup is perfectly great.
I love Piplup.
Can we talk about Prinplup?
Prinplup is a little awkward.
I don't like Prinplup predominantly because he reminds me of me as a child. I was built just like Prinplup, walking around with my little belly out, just angry.
Yeah.
I just don't like his attitude. I don't like Prinplup one bit.
He's like a prince, whatever plup is. I don't know what the derivative is there. But I'm trying to understand why. To me, the problem with Prinplup is that he looks just like a scaled down version of Empoleon, which is a weird feeling to me because there's nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't feel very creative.
It's interesting that you say that because to me, I look at the Piplup Empoleon line, and it is satisfying to me that as much as I do not really love Prinplup at all, I think he is a perfect middle stage. As linear progression goes.
Yes,
Prinplup makes all of the sense in the world.
Yes, I think it makes sense. I wish that he had something that was his own in a way.
It feels not creative at all.
The thing that I like about Monferno is he does have the fire tail. He does have this weird face makeup and whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe that you don't like that, but it does make him stand out in a way that I think that Prinplup kind of falls short of.
Yep.
That being said, if there was ever anything to look too much like, Empoleon is so good.
Empoleon is fucking awesome. Empoleon,
man.
Yeah. First of all, Water Steel is like
what
other
type.
Water Steel types are there?
I don't know if there are.
It just hasn't been replicated really.
I'm trying to think of another one right now.
I love Empoleon, and I love what Empoleon does.
Empoleon is great.
I like the fucking armor, the trident face is so
the
badass.
Armor that's also like a blade and a collar. He's got a little tie tuxedo thing going on, which is. Like, they managed to make that sick.
Yeah.
I think Empoleon...
The name Empoleon.
Empoleon is
Emperor
great.
Penguin.
Emperor Penguin Leon.
Oh, my God.
I really do think that you cannot go wrong with this generation of starters.
It's just
which is crazy.
Is it collectively the best group of starters?
I
No,
think
Gen 3.
we're gonna see Gen 3, and we're gonna have a whole conversation about that.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, these ones are great.
They're awesome.
All right, let's keep going. We gotta keep
let's
going.
chug along.
Starly, Staravia, and Staraptor. Let's cover all these boys one after another. This is the thing.
What are you gonna tell me?
You get bored. You get normal flying. This is when it started to feel like, oh, we're really gonna do this every single time. Maybe
this is when you learn.
when you learn that, because I guess they did it with Swellow and Talo. I didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't bother me as much with that. This is when you're like, oh god, really, and then you look at what you get, and you're like, wow, why would I ever use Pidgeotto or Hoot Hoot or any of those things when you have something like Staraptor?
You love Staraptor?
I think Staraptor is probably the best of the birds. You might like Talonflame better. I understand that.
I do like
think,
Talonflame
I think
better.
Staraptor is edgy. I think he's cool. He hits hard. I don't know. I think he's real. The little slice of red on his hair. I think he's great.
I think there's something a little silly about the fucking hair.
No,
about the fucking
come
pompadour
on.
thing that I don't. I think
It
there's
was
something.
2008, man. Where were you?
Where was I?
The economy was crashing.
I cannot pretend to care about normal flying type Pokemon.
Yeah.
I cannot be bothered.
Yeah.
I don't care. I didn't care then, and I don't care now. Staraptor is cool enough. Like, his design here is particularly sort of lame. Like, not the design. The way that he's just standing. He's just a bird fucking perched standing. He's not flying or anything. I think that's particularly fucking lame.
Well, but one day he'll fly.
One day he'll fly,
he can't
sure.
just go
I
off
know
of
he's
this.
one of the fastest whatevers in whatever
No,
history.
he's not the fastest in it. All he has is the best attitude.
Yeah.
I like Starly. I think Starly's a funny name. I think he looks kind of cute. Staravia, I could pass. I feel like he's really only there because you need a third little middle stage thing design wise.
Don't care.
But he's fine.
Don't care.
Fine. I do think it's kind of funny. He's got the little whoop.
Yeah, I do like the progression. They really nailed the little hairs on it.
Hey, this is a great generation for little hairs on heads. Huh?
Couldn't have said it better myself. I don't care about Staraptor at all.
Bidoof and Bibarel. Oh man. Okay, look. Here's the thing. Bidoof has had every different possible opinion held over him. All I'm saying is, if you were to ever make a beaver Pokemon, which one day they had to, they were gonna have to make a beaver Pokemon. Really, were you gonna make it look that much different from Bidoof and Bibarel? That's all I'm wondering.
I think Bidoof is funny.
Yes.
I think Bidoof is funny. They need to stop making. I don't need these anymore. Okay.
I think he's funny.
Insert Ryan says they should not make these bad Pokemon that no one should use.
Yes.
Bidoof, HM slave. Everybody knows.
He's a great HM slave.
There is something that I respect about them throwing the water type on Bibarel. There is something that I respect.
I think so too.
That's all you're gonna get out of me. Is Bidoof the best of these like fucking normal type? Is Bidoof the best?
I kind of think he might be.
He might be, and it's only
What's
because
he gonna be? What's he up against? Winkalone.
Winkalone. Yes, maybe. There's something funny about Bidoof. That's all I'll say. But also, will I ever in a million years?
I think this is pretty good that we got this out of him.
Anything.
I really think this is a win for us normies out there.
It's true. It's true. No, I'll give
Fans
it
of
to.
the
I'll
normal
give it
type.
to you. I always say what's on. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.
An elephant's faithful, 100%.
What do we have to say about Kricketot?
and Kricketune.
I feel like you like these suckers.
I'll be honest with you. I think these two are way too overrated.
Who overrates these Pokemon?
People talk about these Pokemon all the time.
These
just
Pokemon
because
are fucking garbage.
They are, but they just have a fun little cry. And everybody loves to talk about Kricketune
Who is
and Kricketot's-
everybody?
Oh, the people talking about Pokemon cries.
Kricketune.
All five of us.
Kricketune and Kricketot is really stupid. I don't like how he becomes a waiter with a mustache. I don't like it. It's one of my least favorite bug Pokemon of all time. Kricketune.
Kricketot is very funny and cute.
He's cute, sure.
I think Kricketot is cute.
There's something disturbing about Kricketune.
Kricketune, there is something very uncanny valley about.
I don't like him at all. He looks like a predator.
Kids at home. Imagine it's late at night. You wake up. You open up your bedroom door. Down a long hallway, you see this giant, 6-foot cricket standing up like that.
He's like, wait, what can I get for you? Horrifying.
It's at the end of the hallway. And it's like, what can I get for you?
What can I get for you? Have you heard? Would you like to hear our specials? I do. I like the general idea. If you show me any character, not Pokemon notwithstanding, with like the mayor of Townsville fucking jumping mustache, there's something that excites me about that. But here, maybe the worst execution of it of all time. Let's talk about the Shinx Luxray line.
The Shinx line, huh?
Oh my god.
Boy, have I got a Shinx for you.
Yeah.
The Shinx line is cool. They're undeniably cool. It's a fun evolution. And how they did it is great. I don't really know. Well, it's like a bobcat or something, right?
It's like a lion type deal.
I think Shinx will always, and Luxray will kind of always go down in history as a Pokemon that wanted another type that didn't get one.
That is my only take.
Yeah,
I think
it's hard for me to think of it as really anything else.
As designs go,
yeah,
I think Luxray is positively badass.
It's so cool.
All they needed to do was throw the dark type on him.
Throw something on him.
Just throw electric dark on him, and I use him every single time.
It would have been great.
I would use him every single time.
He would have been amazing like that.
The solo electric, it's easy to outclass Luxray.
It is. And also because he's a physical attacker, and up until maybe like most recently with the Supercell Slam thing, he really didn't have much to do in the way of
it's so hard to build a functioning set
He's
with
a bit
Luxray.
of a sad little,
He's a fumble bag. He could have been a contender.
Kind of thing, and it's upsetting. Shinx is cute. I like Shinx. I like Luxio. I like how they did the tail.
Again, what they really nailed this generation is the linear
thing. Very, very good.
It's true. Yeah. Luxio, who really cares? But you can tell that he's the awkward middle stage to get you to
I
Luxray.
like on Luxray's legs how you can still see the stripes, but it's covered up by the fur. I think that's great.
I think
it's
Luxray,
very, very cool.
I think Luxray's so bad.
Sick design.
Yep.
Sad that it feels like you hardly ever have a reason to use them.
No, it's true. It's true. I wish they gave him a Mega or something. That'd have been so cool.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, these guys.
Can I tell you? Anytime I do Gen 4, or you know what? Actually, I think maybe my original, not anytime. I don't think last time I did. I use a Roserade.
Roserade is so good.
I've run Roserade sets like that.
Roserade is so
I love Roserade.
It's crazy to think that Roselia was not originally part of this. And that they started with Roselia and they're like, all right, well, there you go.
How
and then,
weird.
oh, wait, shit. We actually have to finish this, don't we?
Yeah. There was something always unfinished about Roselia.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they do that? And now we know. It's like, thank God they like put a pin in it and gave Roserade, because Roserade is like
great.
Obviously great, but a significant like a 40% improvement on Roselia.
Like you wouldn't, honest to God, if you were to like show me Roselia and like give me a focus group of people.
Yeah.
I think Roserade is like the best thing that comes out of it.
Yeah, totally.
Because really, like
Roserade is a sick name.
Roserade is great.
It's a name.
I also like this evolution line. Really, like I think. I know we just sung the praises of Luxray and Shinx and all that.
Yeah.
That's a great evolutionary line. But this is the kind of thing that wins my heart over. Starting out with a little funny guy.
A little fucking derpy. Yep.
That turns into something else and then turns into something really, really cool at the end. That is exactly how you get me every time.
Totally.
I love Roserade.
Totally. And Badoo is really funny.
Badoo is like a little...
Yeah,
I feel like you could get like a little nipple piercing of him. Put him dangling, little pasty hanging around. Everything you use a pasty.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you a story? I shot this commercial. I did this commercial. I forget. It was like a Verizon or something.
Yeah.
And they put a shirt on me, and they were like, "Yeah, go get changed over there." And I come out of the corner, whatever, and I'm like, I go to the lady. I'm like,
"What do you think?
Ready?" And she goes, "Yeah." Just like 1 second. And she was like, this girl in her 20s, just like some assistant, whatever.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, just 1 second. I go, okay. So she goes and she gets like the head dress person, and you could tell it was like this lady. She goes, what? Ah! She goes, get the Band-Aids. My nipples were poking out. And this poor 20-year-old girl had to fucking Band-Aid my nipples.
If that isn't your sexual fantasy, it's a young man.
And I'll never forget. I was just like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you have to do this. Anyways,
There
pressing
you go.
along. Yes, Roserade's awesome. Cranidos and Rampardos.
I know I've said, and I stick by it, that Archen and Archaeops are like my favorite fossils.
Which is wrong, but go ahead.
No, they're like some of my favorite fossils.
Yep.
Close second is Cranidos and Rampardos.
I'll take it one step further. Rampardos is my favorite
Your
fossil.
favorite, yeah.
Rampardos is easily my favorite fossil.
What a great idea! What a great idea!
I feel like I feel such shame right now because all we're doing is just singing the praises of these Pokemon.
Well, we're gonna see.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get the shield on.
Yeah.
Rampardos is a damn near perfect execution. This is what a fossil Pokemon.
This is exactly what it should be.
This is what a fossil
This
Pokemon
is so
should fucking
fun.
be.
Cranidos, getting the little Cranidos is so fun. Seeing it turn into Rampardos is great.
Oh
It's
my
got,
God.
I think still like maybe second or third highest attack ever.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to use. I know a lot of
Oh
people
my
don't like
God.
use it competitively or whatever because it
It's
doesn't
frail.
have
It's
frail.
it's
Doesn't have what
easy
it
to
needs
get.
to do.
Yes.
It's so goddamn fun to have.
It's cool.
And
if
I feel like-
if you're just doing a run and gun
Yeah.
offense only, who cares about setting up and defense?
Yeah,
Just
Boom,
fucking
boom,
play
boom,
through
put,
a game
Put Rampardos on you.
and just fucking go on a rampage.
It's so fun. Rampardos is such a great
Rampardos.
name.
Oh my God.
Like,
Let's
all
talk
right,
about Shieldon and Bastion.
Shieldon and Bastion. I knew if you have the Rampage one, you have to have kind of the shield, the
defensive one.
defense
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's not totally gonna get me as excited.
Yes.
but sure.
Yes.
It feels a little busy to me. I think Shieldon is cute. I think it's kind of weird that Bastion.
I think Shieldon is very cute.
Yeah, I think Bastion having that. I don't really know like another way of saying this, but like the Islander sort of thing through the nose. Feels really
The weird bone nose ring.
Yeah.
I've always kind of seen those as his eyebrows. I see what you're saying now, though.
But doesn't it look like that in a way?
Yes, no, you're absolutely right. There is something, so like, I'm confused. Shieldon, I think, is a great, perfectly lovely, fun. I like
Yes.
Shieldon. I like it. There's something that I can really appreciate and quite like about Bastiodon's head. And it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. And I know it's based on a real dinosaur, and it's like this giant sort of like riot shield.
Yes.
I think
it's a great
I think
idea.
I like its jaws with the teeth.
Yeah.
Kind of like I quite like that. There's something about his little derpy, chubby body.
Yeah.
That's too stubby and not cool enough in comparison to how badass Rampardos is.
Yes.
There's something very disappointing about Bastiodon for me.
Yes.
You
That's
know?
how it's exactly how I feel.
So I don't hate Bastiodon by any stretch, but I do think that they did him no favors by putting him next to Rampardos.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Now, getting into these little fuckers, huh?
Now, can we not say anything about Burmy and just like move on to Wormadam because
Yeah, I mean,
because
Burmy
they're
is just-
they're in essence they're the same thing.
Yes.
Sort of. So let's talk about all the Wormadam.
It's a bizarre, so cool, kind of weird concept that they tried here, where it can turn into 4 different things. If it's
Absolutely.
What if it's a girl? It turns into the moth.
Well, no, if it's a boy,
if it's a boy, it turns
you
into
get
and not
Motham,
a
which
single
is flying.
person has ever cared about Motham.
No, Motham. Motham. If we're speaking frankly, Motham's kind of cool.
No, I think Motham is not cool.
I think as moth Pokemon go, I think Motham is better than
Vivillon.
I think he's better than Vivillon. I
Yes.
think it's better than.
I
think he's better than Venomoth.
No, Venomoth is I like.
Yeah,
that.
maybe Venomoth is better. I think Motham is perfectly
This
fine.
lives-
I will never use this in a million years. I don't care
Yes.
about Motham one
This
bit.
lives right next to Beautifly with me.
Okay.
That it's just
That's where he belongs, and that's
Yeah.
where these Pokemon are always
that's
going
where
to
they
belong.
Now this thing, I really liked the idea of this.
I like the idea.
But they didn't do anything with it. They really just they painted him 3 different colors, and they said, "Here's a bunch of different shit to put on."
I do not understand how the pink one is steel. I don't understand that, and that's never been explained to me. Why is he pink and steel?
He's covered in wrapping paper.
That's what I'm saying.
Tinfoil.
Is it supposed to be a fleshlight that he's fucking crawled into?
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's gross, right?
Big grub in a flashlight.
I also don't like. I don't like who it is. I don't like the little creature. I don't like him. I don't like the fucking.
That Neil put that on a t-shirt. I don't like who it is.
Do you know what I mean? There's something. I don't like bugs. I think bugs are gross. There's something particularly disgusting about this thing.
This
Poking its way. It's just like
this obsidian black beetle
with this weird ponytail. I don't like Wormadam and Burmy
Pokemon
at
that
all.
was designed to be completely forgotten about. This was also like when you could knock shit out of trees. Like that's when they introduced this thing.
Yeah, you smear honey on a tree.
Yeah. Never. Ooh, I can't wait. Imagine the freak that did that without knowing a Pokemon was coming.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
Ooh, I'm gonna put that on there.
I want to rub it down.
Rub it down. No, Wormadam is unfortunately bottom tier Gen 4.
I don't like
I don't think
care
I'm
about
gonna get a lot of flack for that either.
No, I don't think so either.
This is in the same vein for me.
A very similar vein.
Here's the sad part. I think Vespiquen
It's cool.
is so goddamn
Vespiquen
cool.
is sick. Yes. I love the dress. I love all the angles. How angular.
I wish that it did something more than defense.
Yeah.
It doesn't attack.
No.
And if there was ever a type that you don't want to be when you're defensive, it's fucking bug flying. You know?
Yes.
If you had told me that Vespiquen was bug psychic, or like bug dark or something like that,
right?
Like I would totally be interested. I would maybe put in the effort of finding the girl one and like raising her up, because I think that's a clever idea too.
Right. Or imagine they really can't.
But it's just not worth the hassle of it. It's
no,
such
it's not.
a cool idea. But Combee, I don't know. Combee is fun, but
I think Combee is fun. I think Combee is
about
fun.
Your idea, your fear of being a Siamese twin. Imagine being a Siamese triplet. You're all stacked on top of each other.
But look how happy they all are.
Yeah, woo!
Yeah, no, this is a Pokemon that is should always be forgotten.
Yes,
always be forgotten. Unfortunately, although Vespiquen's design is
very,
perfectly
very cool.
perfectly.
I just don't know anybody who ever like utilized it, wanted to use it on. Their team,
I think the reason is because nobody ever did.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pachirisu.
Here's
Pachirisu. As Pika clones go, I like Pachirisu.
I think Pachirisu is fine. It's fine.
I wish they gave him a fucking evolution. I wish they did. This is when I was because like you had the Plusland Minun,
yes,
and you were like, oh, you know. That's just like kind of like a throwaway.
Yeah,
nobody really cares about them. And it's like, okay, Pika clones are now a thing.
Yes.
And then you see Pachirisu, and you're just like, okay, I like him, but why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And although he's perfectly cute and he was fun in the anime and all those things, it's just who gives a shit about Pika clones?
Yeah, no, you
can't really use them.
It's sad because like
they're only made to sell plushies.
Yeah, they are. Unfortunately, like it's weird how Pokemon has like a strange kind of stock formula that they follow. And almost every time they follow it, it's the least interesting ones.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
I totally agree.
I like Pachirisu in that it was like, maybe I just have fondness for it because I was like, okay, I'm not sick of these yet.
Totally.
There's also like a fun little meme about him in the sense that, like, I forget who it was, but somebody won the world championship of Pokemon with a Pachirisu.
Sure.
Which is very fun. But no, like, I'm not all that interested. No. I like his spiky little tail. I
like him. Fun. I like the blue. Yeah, I like him. I like him.
It's fine. It's just I wouldn't use him.
Like he's a squirrel. I like a squirrel.
Yeah.
I do a lot of squirrel watching.
A little squirrel watching?
I'm always abreast on what's happening in the story.
What are they up to? What are they up to?
No, you see them with their nests. They're nesting.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
I thought that was just birds.
If you ever see a big clump of leaves in a tree, it's a squirrel nest.
Well, I see a lot of trees with leaves in them. Am I to assume they all have squirrels? I'm sorry to put down your squirreling habit.
Guys, last time I ever share a detail.
My hobbies.
God forbid a guy find something interesting to do with his time. I'll just keep editing the podcast. I won't do anything else.
Listen, well, you know what we'll do? We'll have a separate podcast for all the squirrel updates. So that'll be what you do with Amelia.
Yeah, imagine this video gets copyrighted because we're talking about the squirrels.
Oh, God. Floatzel and Buizel.
I like Floatzel plenty. I think Buizel's adorable. I love the little fucking turbine tails.
I think that's genius.
I think it's so cool.
Fun.
There's something that I love everything actually about Weasel's design.
Yes.
I love the little inner tube around his neck.
That's adorable.
Weasel is perfectly adorable.
Yes.
There's something weird for me about Floatzel's floating the tube that goes around his body I don't love.
What's strange to me,
Yep.
and I remember when this Pokemon was like when I saw this Pokemon for the first time.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's where they went with it. Okay, cool. I don't hate it. I think there's something maybe fun about him. Like, that's how if you see him in action. Always seemed to me that he was crying out for him to have like the floaties on his arms instead of like on his back.
I think I would hate that.
I kind of think it would be kind of
like, I think I would
still be cool.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
If they gave him like muscles.
Yeah, if it was something like that.
They gave him like biceps that were clearly
Yeah.
Okay, I could get behind that. All that said, I think Floatzel is perfectly badass.
Yeah.
There's part of me that wants like a third evolution of Floatzel.
I know there does seem to be
there's something unfinished.
Something about it.
Like if they made him like a big giant strong otter.
To me, this Pokemon feels like one that was crying out to be like a mega evolved or something like that,
yep.
or like some regional variant.
Yeah, talk about a Pokemon that you could throw the Dark type on.
I know.
Fun.
I know.
Yep, I like a Floatzel though.
I like a Floatzel,
and I love a Weasel.
Yeah, Weasel. It's weird when you see the first one is almost better than the evolution.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty rare.
Yep,
for me.
I totally agree.
Cherubi and Cherum.
I don't want to spend more than 45 seconds on this dog shit.
No. I don't really know what to tell you. I think Cherubi is cute.
Cherubi is cute,
but this is like exactly what I was talking about. How it's like, oh man, like what a cool little tiny dorky stupid one. I wonder what it's going to become.
It's going to become something cool.
It's going to become nothing.
It's going to become the only two things that I will allow to be said about Cherubi. So Cherubi is perfectly cute. It is weird that there is like this dead fucking fetus.
This vestigial twin.
Yeah, this fucking
that it's
dead.
Stuck on there.
Yeah, Siamese twin. That is in this hell.
Bouncing around.
Just put it out of its misery. And then Cherum, it is the ultimate fucking. Someone thought they were so cute and smart when they said like, oh yes. It'll only be out when the sun is out.
Yeah.
And it'll be closed most of the time. And that'll be a cool thing. Whoever greenlit that idea, wrong. Wrong. Cherum is ugly 90% of the time.
Yeah, no.
And it's closed. This is perfectly lovely and cute. Will I ever use it? No. But this isn't what it even looks like all the time.
Even if it was just that, I would say it needs another evolution.
Don't care. It's
missing something.
It means...
It's not... I mean, like, what is that? That's like if they stopped... It's exactly like if they stopped at Roselia.
Yep.
You know? It's weird.
And they didn't even... Pokemon even forgot about this because they should have fucking put a fairy type on it.
I know. There
Who
you
cares?
go. Bada
Don't
bing,
care.
bada boom. See you later, Cherum.
Now.
Shellos and Gastrodon. Here's my thing. I know you actually... I think you like this Pokemon
I
a fair
quite
amount.
love me a Gastrodon.
I think it's a fun-looking thing. I think it's so annoying whenever you play against it. I think it's one of the most annoying Pokemon to deal with.
Why?
Because it's a good Pokemon to fight.
It's a damn good Pokemon.
But it bores me.
Really?
I think it's a little boring. I think it's a defensive type Pokemon.
Sure.
And it's there to kind of stall you out.
Yes.
But I feel like, I don't know, to me, it's just going to do the same things over and over again.
Totally.
And it's great at those things.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's exciting. I don't feel like it's fun. I feel like it's just a big fucking snail.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
In that there is nothing groundbreaking about what Gastrodon does. Yeah. First of all, Shellos, and what a perfully cute Pokemon.
They're both fun.
There's something a little gross about Gastrodon that I'm not in love with Gastrodon's design by any stretch. I always used Gastrodon, and I always wished that I could get the blue one, but I was never going to wait till later in the game. I think that was a wrong choice, that you have to wait until...
I know, that. I think that's very silly.
I think that's wrong. I quite like how straightforward he is.
Yeah.
And I
can't fault you there.
I like it. You throw Earth Power, you throw Surf, you throw Recover, and then whatever other thing is your pleasure. And it's lovely. I love Gastrodon. I have very fond memories of
I
Gastrodon.
can't fault you there. I think it's fine. There's something about me that, like... Maybe it's just because it was on the heels of Swampert.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, seeing this, I was like, well, this is just shitty Swampert.
I totally agree. That's exactly what it is. It is a bootleg. It is great value Swampert.
Yeah, but, you know, what can I say? I do like its stupid little face. What can I say?
I like it.
I think it's fun. Now, here's one that a lot of people hate that I have to vouch for. I think Ambipom is really fun.
I can get behind him being fun.
Yes.
I'm happy that they gave something to Apom.
Yes.
I think the idea is cool. I think the execution is wrong. I think the little couple hairs, I vacillate between being, it's like, oh, that's really funny. And also, like, the weird bangs haircut is just it's unsettling.
The bangs are the only thing that I feel like that throws everything off with him.
Okay.
But that being said, the more I've come to use him, because I've used Amipom.
He was on the stream. Tune in from streaming.
I did use Amipom on the stream. I think the bangs, the bowl, the Mo Stooge haircut is kind of perfect. I think it's really funny, and I think they've never done a good job of making his two hands look cool. But I think if you were to see it, it would be cool.
I do not like the hands. I do not like the weird three-fingered inflamed cow udders. The weird nipple hands. I don't like that. There's something so gross about it to me. But I think he is a fun design, and I'm happy. If you told me that Apom gets nothing or he gets this, I take this every single time.
Here's the thing.
Will I ever use Ambipom? No.
No.
I will never.
There's a world where I had always wanted Apom. When I saw Amipom come out, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's the perfect thing.
Yeah.
There is a world where you look at Apom and you're like, wow, I wish that he had evolved and instead he'd gotten like 6 more hands.
That's what I'm saying.
And he'd been a big like spider monkey. That's
kind of I wish that they like made Apom like really like muscular.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If they made him like closer to a gorilla, I think that'd be sick.
Or
a spider monkey.
I think it would be, you give him 8 hands and he's a spider monkey.
I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be awesome. There is something disappointing about Ambipom, but
I do like Ambipom.
Yes,
I think it's fun to use.
Drifloon and Drifblim.
I think that Drifloon and Drifblim are some of the most creative ones they've done.
They are absolutely so creative.
I think fucking whole
remember you can only get a Drifloon on a Sunday?
Night. Yeah, on a Sunday. Yeah. I think it was really very cool.
There was this mystique about getting Drifloon
that was special.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's warranted. After all the years of looking back, I don't know if Drifloon was the one that should have been
maybe. I don't know. I have a lot of fondness because I feel like they really got creative with it.
Totally.
I mean, no one can ever use this. Its secret ability, I think, is really cool. Where it's got flare boost. It's its only thing, and it's if it gets a burn, its attack goes up.
Yep.
I think that's so creative and cool.
Yep.
Like, maybe Drifloon and Drifblim aren't, like, the best of this generation.
Sure.
But to me, they represent what I wish Pokemon did more often.
Yeah.
Which was got really specific and creative and tried.
Yep.
I wish that there were, like, 10 different types of Drifblim Pokemon where you could only find them in one location and then you have to do a special thing to do it. I think that would be great.
Yep.
That's what I really love about
Drifblim. I totally get it.
Yes.
It's like he's not my favorite Pokemon by any stretch, but there's something that it's just like it's a damn good design.
Yeah.
It's a damn good story. It's damn good competitively. And it's like wow.
Yeah.
Am I gonna go out of my way to fit this on my team? No, but that's just like well done.
Well done, Pokemon.
Yeah, a balloon into a blimp, guys.
That's great.
It's lovely. I don't know if I like this little hair tuft.
No, I'm telling you, this is a great generation for hair tufts. They put it on everything, didn't they?
They really did. Let's talk Baniri Lopunny.
What a strange thing for us to talk about, huh?
Kids, if you need
there comes a time in a man's life.
if you're a little, if you're on the younger side, maybe fast forward. Maybe fast forward a little bit. How
weird for them to do this, right?
So like Baniri is adorable. The little pigtail puff. Again, they killed the hair this generation.
A little pigtail very
puffs.
Funny. It's got a little diaper type thing going on. I think that's funny.
Perfectly fun,
just a little
scrunchy,
baby Pokemon.
Adorable. Huh? And then they made it this like, ooh, don't mind if, I've dropped my car keys. I guess I'm going to have to bend over and pick them up. It'd be a shame if you fucked me. This weird, hot rabbit. And then we're playing this game. We're 13. And we're like, I don't know.
Am I being groomed?
Yeah.
Are you being groomed?
Thank you for evolving me with your friendship.
I feel like we've gotten very close.
Yeah. Do you mind if I touch your hand?
I think it's crazy. It's also like, again, this is the sprite. tight.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that. Like I always thought, because this is what you saw when you played the game. I always thought that Lopunny had boobs.
Oh, you thought those were the tits?
I thought those were the tits, and not the little,
And you
not
were
his
like,
little
yeah.
hand warmers or whatever it is. Well, so I was always like, what a weird thing for them to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Super fucking weird.
But I don't know. Like, all things being said, I think that if they did what they were going for, and they did it well,
I guess so.
But it is the most bizarre choice they could have made.
Totally.
And I guess, like, what, you're going to make 1,000 of them? It's crazy that they were bound to make one that was kind of like this, I suppose, at some point. But
I guess so.
What a choice, Pokemon.
Super weird.